Education. Unfortunately, things has changed a bit. I think if you go to Sweden to study these days, you have to pay for it. But a few years ago, you didn't have to pay for it at all. But people who lives in Europe, they can study for free. But people outside of Europe these days have to pay, actually. So when I was an exchange student to Japan, I didn't have to pay anything because the Japanese person who came to Sweden, that person's parents paid for my education here in Japan. That's something I learned. So, because it's free in Sweden, so that person could study for free in Sweden. So it's free all the way up to the university level. But I think that I've heard that Japanese people are the people in the world that goes to the universities most. So you have the highest education level in Japan. Did you know that? And a lot of women goes to the university. When I read in the slides and I did some research, I was actually surprised to see that it's only about 25% of the people that goes to a university in Sweden. It sounds low, doesn't it? What do you think? Does it sound low? It sounds very low. I wonder if it's really true. Because most people I know goes to the university actually. But maybe it was because that I went to a gymnasium program where you usually go to the university.
No choice.
No choice. Because you study for 3 years and you become nothing. Yeah, you just get more educated and should go to the university. But if you don't go to that one, you can go, like in Japan, you have these professional schools, seimongakko. We have that in the gymnasium already, so maybe it's similar all over Europe.
Yes. So theoretically, you can start work.
Yes, directly after.
Yes.
So if you want to work, let's say like a kindergarten teacher, you study that in the gymnasium, and then you become a teacher right away. And we have something. We don't need to take a test when we get a job in Sweden like you do here. If you want to be like a municipality worker, you have to take a test. We don't need to take a test. But you have to have good grades in school, the grades, and then you can get a job. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe Japanese university students, sometimes they don't study so hard. Yeah. In Sweden, it's opposite. You have to study a lot because if you don't pass the exams, then you don't get the grade, and then you don't get a job. So it's different actually.